Happy Monday, friends. We are on our final week of a thread of hope, walking the footsteps of Jesus in the Old Testament. We're going to continue our discussion on prophets through Thursday, and on Friday and Sunday, we will have special meditations. Meditation, of course, for Good Friday, and then a celebration on Sunday. So I'm glad you've chosen to take this walk with me. And today, as we continue our discussion, our prophet of the day is Ezekiel. And Ezekiel is typically a hard book for me. He has to do some weird things. And I think that makes it hard. And there's a lot there. And the verbiage sometimes is hard. You really have to dig deep to dissect what's being said, or at least I do, for me. But it is a book that is full of contrasts in that God is showing his judgment, but he always shows his grace. And we see in this book of Ezekiel, Jesus called himself the Son of Man. And we see that 99 times in Ezekiel. So Ezekiel is the book that has the Son of Man in it more than any other book in the Old Testament. So in Ezekiel, God continues to show his sovereignty, but also his grace. And this book is such a contrast, and I just want to share with you some of those contrasts. God will turn his face from Israel in chapter 7, verse 22. But then in 39, verse 29, he will not hide his face anymore. Israel drives God from the sanctuary, chapter 8, verse 6. But then when we go forward to 37, 26 through 28, and 40, 48, he gives them instructions for a new temple, an everlasting temple, which speaks clearly of Jesus. In chapter 11, 28, his glory moves from the temple, but then in chapter 43, verses 1 through 5, it returns. Over and over, in the face of appalling sin and disobedience, we see grace from God. We've seen it throughout the Old Testament. We've seen it over and over and over, but it is so vivid, I think, in Ezekiel. And it's confirmed in Romans chapter 5, verse 20, where it says, where sin abounded, grace abounded more. Paul was talking about how it didn't matter how much sin was. God has more grace than we have sin. Is that not an amazing thought? Especially in the Old Testament. Some of the other places that we see, some of the other places where we see Messianic prophecy in Ezekiel, we see the humble are exalted by the rightful king in 20, 26, and 27, and we see that confirmed in Luke 1, 52. Good and faithful shepherd. We hear that over and over again in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. And we see this again in Ezekiel 34, and it's confirmed in John 10. The great purification. Ezekiel talks about it in chapter 36, verses 25 and 36, and John in chapter 1, 25 through 28. The great resurrection and gift of the Holy Spirit, of the Spirit. Ezekiel 37, 1 through 14, confirmed in John 20 and Acts 2:33, when the Holy Spirit came upon his disciples. So those are just a few of what we'll find in Ezekiel. I tried to read the book again over the weekend and dig in, and I got about halfway through it and realized I don't really need to understand every piece of it to do this, but there is a lot in there. And there are many more places that you can go for Messianic prophecies. And 99 times he uses the term Son of Man. So that's it for Ezekiel. And then tomorrow we're going to jump in to Haggai and Zechariah. And then we'll do Malachi and Isaiah on Thursday. I saved him for last. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to bringing you more tomorrow.